Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize. I have never been this late before. There's a lot going on, and I really put a lot into the cover today and this and everything. And of course, I had to get my water and my peanut butter sandwich, just So not that I really believe Trump is going to be in prison, but I'm just trying to send out that energy of a possibility in the universe. So yeah. Mm. I love peanut butter, but Trump would be horrified. Okay. It's a big news day. 10% of my income from everything black and orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country as an ongoing thing. We have a fantastic community. We have epic troll slayers. Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there. I timestamp them as I go. And let's do the thing. Jane's saying, well, are we really here? Well, let's have a look. Because I will not, I'll do a reading or two first, but I did pull up I did that cover. I'm going to leave that up today. I'm not going to put my face on today's cover. I'm going to leave that one up after this in post-production. I did the overlay, and I pulled up the transits, the astrological transits for next Tuesday. There's no guarantee it's going to be Tuesday. There's a possibility, but well, actually, we should just start talking about this at say 2:30. 2 minutes 30 seconds in. All right. Thank you. So Trump announced this morning he went on this huge, really, my gosh, can you say bad spelling? This huge screed in all caps, just screaming into the void. So Crimey McCrimerson, just everyone should, be up in arms, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. And because he thinks that he's going to be arrested next Tuesday, that he's going to have to turn himself in next Tuesday or something. However, what I heard last was that there is one more person who the grand jury needs to speak to, and that person's only coming in to speak on Monday. So in order for Trump to have to turn himself in on Tuesday, that would have to move awfully quickly. After they talk to that person, then the grand jury would need to talk things over. And then you've got to do the paperwork or whatever else needs to be done. Now, thank you, Carol. Now, the thing to, you know what, I am going to show you. I am going to show you, because we're talking about this and the timing of this, please just bear with me and let me just show you something about the astrology that's coming up next week. Because it could be Tuesday, but it might be sometime, like it could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let me show you why. So you don't get disappointed. You don't feel disappointed if it doesn't happen right on Tuesday. So, sorry, let me just put this up here. So, all right, Trump's chart is in the center here. It's in blue. All right, that's Trump's chart. In red on the outer ring, that's the transits. That's what planets are in the sky. All right. There is one sort of positive thing, one thing in blue. Here is a trine between Neptune and Trump's Venus-Saturn conjunction over here. So that's not all bad for him, but that's not really what we're talking about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that up. Okay, so what we're really talking about is this. Because actually this one would go with this one. Let me group these together so I can move them out of the way for a second. There. First thing we're talking about is down here, we've got his lucky Jupiter is going to be opposite Jupiter in the sky. So the man has a very, very lucky Jupiter, because this, let me make this like this. He was born, it's like with Napoleon. Napoleon's thing was, he always said, when Napoleon wanted to promote someone, he didn't care if the guy was from some aristocratic family. He would go talk to the soldiers who had already soldiered on beneath this person, whoever he was thinking about advancing, and he would ask them, not is he a great leader or what have you. He said, were they born under a fortunate star? And he was one of the many reasons why Napoleon was as successful as he was, in my opinion, is he did believe in astrology. He was using this idea of natural talent, but also, are you born under a fortunate star? Well, Trump kind of was, because in his chart, his sun up here at 22 degrees is opposite his moon at 21. All right, so he was in the north node, south node are right there within a degree. So basically, he was born during an eclipse. But in a good aspect to this, a lot of famous, successful leaders and people were born during an eclipse. But he's got lucky, big, optimistic, lucky Jupiter in a really good aspect to both his sun and his moon. His lucky Jupiter there is in a trine 120 degrees from his sun and a sextile 60 degrees from his moon. So this is that annoying luck of his where he seems to get away with so much. Right? That has saved him from more than I can possibly explain to you. However, put these together. Group that and send that to the very back. This good lucky Jupiter right here, the big blowhard, Jupiter can also promise more than it can deliver, but that lucky Jupiter of Trump's is opposite Jupiter in the sky. And I've explained to you guys, when you have oppositions in astrology, it's like it's like you got two things on the other side of a seesaw. And I think the easiest way I could describe it is, if your son, say you marry somebody whose sun is opposite yours, because I did. If somebody whose sun is opposite yours, your sun is your sense of self. And what's great is that when you get together, instead of everything just being even, you kind of lift the other one up, and then they kind of lift you up. And it's this, so you get this beneficial kind of raising the other one up. But over time, if it's not a healthy relationship, what happens is you start resenting because your sense of self goes down when theirs goes up and back and forth. So does that make sense? It's a seesaw. So on the one hand, it's like, great. And on the other hand, it's like, eh. So with Jupiter here in Jupiter in his chart and Jupiter in the sky, that raises his luck up, but then it brings it low, and then up and down and up and down and up and down. And so his sense of this lucky star he's been dealing with for so long is suddenly wavering. I'm lucky I'm not. I'm lucky I'm really not. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. How long does the opposition last? It lasts a while. I mean, luckily, it's not like the moon where it's going to be gone in a day. It'll be here, but I don't want to get too sidetracked because that isn't the key thing, but that's important. That's very important. So this is going on, but you know that around here we love us some astrology alert, don't we? Andre at Astrology Alert is so good. And one of the things he talks about is he calls Trump's Access Hollywood T-square. And that's where he has a minor planet called Eris, which is up here around Jupiter. And where Jupiter is in the sky right now. And it is opposite. Sorry, it's right here where Mercury is in the sky. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Eris is around where Mercury is in the sky. You've got Mercury in the sky right there. Opposite Trump's illusion Neptune square his Mercury communication type thing. So when something comes along and let me move this back. When something comes along and it sets off Trump's T-square, it doesn't go well for Trump. It is like the Access Hollywood thing all over again, because it's this delusional. Aries is feminine, and she's kind of a warrior. She's kind of a Wonder Woman kind of energy. And so when she's over here and women, the delusion of Trump, how he sees himself and then how he communicates, this is Access Hollywood. So when bad things hit this particular, any of the angles on this T-square, Trump doesn't tend to do very well. And Mercury, even if it's not directly related to women, in this case, well, like it would be Stormy Daniels, this would be about women, but it could be some other things as well. But Mercury is setting off this T-square. The communication going on in the world right now is setting off this very unlucky T-square for Trump, while his lucky Jupiter is weakened. This is good for him maybe being held accountable. The other thing that's going on Tuesday is that the sun and the moon are going to be in the same place. And even though it's not in exactly the same place to set off the T-junction, the sun and the moon are called luminaries. They are huge in the sky. They are powerful. They have a wide area that they affect. It doesn't have to be an exact conjunction with things in the same place. And it's in less than 5 degrees of setting off this, which means this sun-moon conjunction is also setting off Eris and this whole T-square. So basically, in a nutshell, Tuesday could really suck for this guy. I mean, really bad. Really bad. So anyway, I know some of you are like, oh gosh, it's the astrology again. But this, um, Mary Huddleston says Eris is the goddess of discord, the wrathful feminine. She can be. I don't know that Eris in the sky is always that negative though. But that's a discussion for another time. And thank you for that. Michelle says, I'm wondering when the statute of limitations ends on the charges Bragg is wanting to bring. They've already expired, but under New York law, because Trump left the state, the statute of limitations, the clock stopped when Trump moved out of state. So that's not necessarily an issue. Mary Huddleston says Mercury is also the ruler of Donald Trump's son. That is true. That is true. Because he is a Gemini and Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury is setting off his Access Hollywood T-square, as Andre at Astrology Alert so beautifully coined the term. Oh, Eileen, thank you for the party whenever it is. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, Tuesday's a real possibility, but with that sun and that moon conjunction, and this is why I was saying it doesn't necessarily have to be, grab this. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly on Tuesday, because the moon will move on. The moon moves 13 degrees, about 13 and a half degrees every day. So the moon will have moved on, but it'll be up here somewhere. But that sun over the next, because it's here, it is at what looks like maybe 2 degrees of Aries. And the sun moves about a degree a day. And then this is up around 5 degrees. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the sun, anywhere the sun is going right through here, that's also going to set off this T-square. And the sun brings a whole heck of a lot of illumination. So if it isn't Tuesday, it could be several days. It could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And that would just bring the sun closer to this 5 degree mark. Neptune's over here at 5 degrees. Mercury's up here at 8. The sun is this week, next week is exactly in the right place to set this off. So, yeah. And Mercury, lucky Jupiter, his Jupiter is good, bad, good, bad. His luck is up, down, up, down, up, down. Not great. Mm-hmm. Oh, and if you've ever wondered, one of the ways that Trump is able to remain so emotionally aloof, I just want to mention this because we were talking about oppositions. His sun in his chart, his sense of self is opposite his moon, which are his emotions. Plus, he has dour Saturn sitting on Venus, which is what and how you love. So that suppresses that. But his sense of self and his emotions, they're on that seesaw. So he can be emotional, but it makes him feel like he's less than. He doesn't like that. So he will suppress his emotions to make himself feel big. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the Nuclear Magenta says, does Pluto entering Aquarius next week have any impact on this? It does in the sense of big changes. I mean, just usually when Pluto changes signs, there's some big thing related to the sign that is just dug up and, kicked, all the dirt kicked up as Pluto's begins plowing through a new sign. I believe the biggest thing that Pluto going into Aquarius next week I personally think the big thing for Pluto entering Aquarius is going to be AI. It is this huge rise of AI because Aquarius rules technology. And Pluto is going to just total rebirth, renew, also knock everything that isn't strong down, upending everything. Hello, Celtic Tarot Sheila. How are you? Do follow Celtic Tarot Sheila. So there was something. There was oh, Pluto. Okay, hang on. In this particular chart, Pluto's down here. So you can even just go around Trump's chart and look for anything that's near 0. 3, 6, 9, 12, 150 degrees away from Pluto's 150 degrees away from his ascendant. Just went past his Mars. So it's in conjunct. He can't really hit how he projects himself into the world. That in conjunct is I've joked about, it's 2 ships passing in the night, not in a like romantic way, but it's really like I'm on this ship, you're on that ship, and it's dark and I can kind of see you and you can kind of see me, and it's like you kind of wave and we just go. But there's no way for when things are 150 degrees away from each other in astrology, they can't, they're aware of each other, but they can't quite make their energy work together. And so Pluto, which is all about power, going into Aquarius, he can't take advantage of any of that energy. At least what we're going to see as he projects himself into the world. Anyway, all right. So that is the astrology. So let's go back to, stop that screen, put this back up. So at 2023, so we went over the astrology, and now we will look at, let me get rid of some of this stuff at the bottom. Save, and let's pull some cards. So Trump announced he's going to be arrested on Tuesday. I guess that's what his lawyers are telling him. And what are the cards saying? All right. Dave says, I'm looking forward to a picture of Trump mopping his cell. I don't know if any of that's really going to happen. I mean, this is just wishful thinking. And again, anyone who came in late, I also have a peanut butter sandwich and a glass of water. But Ricky says, are you going to go live if it happens, no matter what time it is? If it happened at 3 a.m., I would get out of bed and I would come on live. You guys remember what happened with the heinousness at the Supreme Court taking away women's rights? I mean, the one, I was wearing my pink hat, but there was an earlier one and it hit like at midnight, and I came on. Thank you, Marie. So, all right, this feels like an overloaded Celtic. All right, we'll do an overloaded Celtic. I was going to try to kind of move the questions along since I took so much time, but apparently the energy has a whole different view on this. Let me push this down just a little bit. All right. So, overloaded Celtic. What's going to happen with Trump? Make this a 25. Is he going to be arrested? Actually, I'm going to pull 3 cards. Is he going to be arrested next Tuesday? Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not convinced it's necessarily Tuesday. Could be, maybe not, but it doesn't have to be. Carol, like stuff. 3 a.m. You are my hero. Oh, I would. Oh, please wake me up. Please. Oh, wake me up for that party. He's doing his best to try to stir up trouble, and I just don't think it's going to work. Strength, Moon, 9 of Pentacles. They have a case against him. Again, he's trying to rile things up. He's sitting pretty. It's, there's already talk that he'll get some kind of. I've heard talk that he's going to be treated a special way, and that they're not going to like set bail for him because he's not a flight risk. And I'm like, excuse you? I'm sorry. That fake orange beach ball could bounce right out of here. So I don't know what you're thinking, but he may get some special treatment, even though he does not deserve it. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. All right. Oh, Malcolm Nance tweeted. Kristen brought this. Thank you. Uncovered the news. Malcolm Nance tweeted. Wait. Another fact, every vehicle that comes into New York City through a bridge or a tunnel is photographed and tolls sent directly to their address or their Easy Pass account. I'm guessing that's to keep an eye on things. Veronica says they need to arrest Monday before the radical get organized. Yes, so Kristen's saying literally anyone who starts trouble for Trump will have a trail leading right back to their front door. That's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, Malcolm Nance is wise. We know that. So the idea of Trump. Oh, wow. I have an itch right in the middle of my back, like right where a knife would go if you were metaphorically stabbed in the back. All right. Trump. Chaos agent. Moron. Crimey McCrimerton. Arrested next week. Because the astrology does not look good for you, Spiff. And we haven't heard from anyone but Trump. He's the only one talking about this. So his lawyers must have told him something, but this isn't leaking from anywhere. I like that, Marie Wells. Stand back, stand by is standing in jail right now. I love that. I love that. All right, Crimey McTrimerton. Look, it's a crime. In the past, he's done so much damage. Oh my gosh, he's done so much damage. Center of the reading is his base of power. This is my Mar-a-Lago card. Matter of fact, there was a great question later about Mar-a-Lago and Florida, the Florida angle. We'll get there. All right, hanging above the idea of Trump being arrested next week. Hemmed in, insult to injury. World's smallest violin. The base of the reading You know, this isn't Major Arcana, the energy around this reading. And it kind of feels like, yeah, you'll have your time in court like other people do who are accused of a crime. Nothing's being taken away from Trump. He's gonna have he might have to turn himself in, and maybe they'll fingerprint him or something, and then he's gonna go home. And they're gonna be months until his court date. So he's gonna lead the revolution from a golf course? Really? CC Ryder says legal analysts say Trump's lawyer would be notified first that he is indicted and must report on a specific day. I don't know if Crackhead Joe would inform the public before the DA. We will see. That is true. Thank you, CC. Roxy says, how much will his bail be? There was someone on MSNBC this morning, I think it was Neil Katyal, who was saying that they may see Trump. He doesn't think there's going to be a bail for Trump, because he says, well, Trump isn't a flight risk. And I'm thinking, says you, but okay. Anyway, home environment. Queen of Pentacles. Well, Melania. Hey, girl. Yeah. Yeah. Take your money while you can. Take the money and run. I know the rest of your contract says that you have to stay until Baron's 18 or whatever, but all right. Hopes and fears. Trump feeling powerless, that those on the left have such immense power to, I don't know, hold the man accountable for the first time in his life in a legal court of law where he has good representation to explain his side of things. How unfair. What other people see? Oh, there's more coming after this. We know there's more coming after this. And that's Trump. Remember, I was explaining Jupiter in the sky is opposite Jupiter in Trump's chart. Doing that seesaw on balance thing. Not great. The challenge. It's organizing. It's the organizing the police, making sure things remain peaceful and quiet and what have you. I'm okay. Well, okay. Let's just keep reading. All right. Near future 1 and 2. Final outcome 1, 2, and 3. Near future 1. 7 of Wands. Near future 2. 4 of Swords. So him being on the defensive for what he's done, and he cannot wrangle his way out of this. Okay. You can't just make this completely go away. Now, as soon as this happens, will the lawyers get busy trying to delay stuff and what have you? Of course. But remember, Trump's lawyers are already in quite a bit of trouble, because some of the things they've done to delay things, for example, there are 2 cases in 2 different courts, or rather it's being seen by 2 different judges, and his lawyers purposefully scheduled court hearings at the same time in each place. So then they could say, oh, there's a conflict. Well, the judges got wind of this, and they are fuego. They are very angry because they know exactly what that was. So yeah, but they'll try to delay, but it's Trump doesn't have the support he used to have. All right. Final outcome 1, 2, and 3. Final outcome 1. Final outcome 2. Final outcome 3. he's got a lawyer. He's going to go back to golfing and complaining, but this is law enforcement. This is aggressive law enforcement. They are coming after Trump. This is not going to vanish. This is not going to go poof. But, and it's, how can you, again, it comes down to, after you're arrested, what, you're going to be down on the golf course for months. And these people are supposed to take to the streets. What? So, yeah. About time. So we really should, so next question, I'm going to skip this next question. We'll come back to it, but I want to ask here about, I'm going to lift this back up. Hello. Okay. Okay. At 3640, I'm not reading Trump's screed. I don't. He. You can see it. You can go to Twitter and look for it. You know, if you want to know what he's yelling about. Kelly B. Pluto came in like a wrecking ball with handcuffs and all. Yes. Makes us 37. That was good. So Trump has called for MAGAs to protest, all caps, protest, take our nation back, blah, blah, blah. Will violence ensue? The end of the world is, I guess he knows it, but I feel fine. Sheila, is that a gag order? I wasn't feeling a gag order. That would be great, but they're gonna treat this guy with kid gloves, and I just stop. We are Americans. We are equal. That is the point. Presidents, we've had great presidents. We've had terrible presidents, but they're people, and they are not better than us. All right, MAGAs. Really, you're going to get all up in arms and violent and about someone being arrested and having their day in court months from now. So you're going to risk putting yourself in prison while he's golfing. Really? Because a lot of the, a lot of regular Republicans are just kind of done. They're just, there are other politicians who could do what Trump did, like DeSantis, or other scumbags. No, bless whoever needs the ambulance and fire truck. Goodness. All right, Hanged Man. Well, January 6th, they did do a big thing, but also this is in New York City, and it's New York City. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. I told this story. I think I told this story the other day on Creative Sprints, where when I worked at one of the Barnes and Nobles I worked at, or one of the bookstores I worked at, there was someone who, there were some customers who could be rude sometimes. It's life, it's retail. A lot of great customers, but some were rude. And one came in, apparently was from New York City, and was, I guess, since this was like in Minneapolis, they were used to just kind of rolling over people or whatever. Problem is I heard about this after the fact, that this person went up to the customer service desk, and the problem is that the one person in the store who was from New York City was working at the customer service desk. And this lovely person, the lovely person who I worked with, who was a sweetheart, which I just adored her, she just changed gears from Minneapolis to New York City. And oh man, did she shut that down. And yeah, you change gears to New York City. Yeah. So the Big Apple, illegal decision. There's the star, there's judgments. Are people upset? Yeah, I mean, are they going to phone into right-wing media, ranting and raving? Yes. Will there be some small protests? Probably. But you're really going to, this is a man who's going to get his day in court, and you're going to go to prison for someone who's going to go home and play golf. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing some like protests, but I'm just not seeing it. If somebody's thinking this is going to be January 6th all over again, no, not for this entitled blankety blank. I said something incredibly rude this morning. I mean, it could be said in front of young ears because there's nothing outwardly offensive about it, but maybe I should say, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I got to think about it for a minute. All right. So, violence. Let me just do 3 more cards. Any violence? Happy birthday, Julie. Happy early birthday. Violence. Mega violence. We're going to be happy. King of Swords. Tower. And then he goes back to Mar-a-Lago. This is a prosecution. This is a big deal. And people know whatever happens, it's going to be brief and he's going to go home. Is it going to be all over the news? Yes. Are they going to be a big brouhaha? Yes. I'm just not getting violence. Kelly B says, when will Trump supporters realize Trump doesn't care about any of them? He uses them as pawns. Well, it's true, but 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, and then he's back. This is culmination, the burden of everything he's done. This is us saying, finally, some movement. And then he goes back to Mar-a-Lago. And he loses support because some people are like, you know what? We don't have to vote for this jerk. We could vote for somebody else who has policies that are just as bad or good in their estimation. So I've got a lot of sound in for fury, but I'm not. I don't have it signifying. If anybody's worried about January 6th, I'm not getting that at all. All right. Kelly's asking, is popcorn low calorie? Not the way I make it. All right, at 45:30. Thank you for being here. If arrested, would Trump spend any time in jail or be even required to stay in the state of New York until the trial starts? I keep getting Mar-a-Lago, so All right, I'm gonna have a bite of my peanut butter sandwich while I'm shuffling. So the question is about, if Trump is arrested, will he be limited in any way? Will he spend any time in an actual jail? Will he even have to stay in New York? Mm. Mm. We're going to be pleased. We're going to be pleased there's finally movement. I mean, we're not expecting absolutely everything. They're going to grab him. They're going to throw him in a jail cell. They're going to throw away the key. No. But it's about time. Ricky says, well, a lot of readers did see him with an ankle monitor. Yeah. I remember when I don't know if I actually started that one, but maybe not. Probably not, but I thought maybe. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yes, absolutely. Carol's saying, unfortunately, some people want to be upset. No, Carol says, unfortunately, some people want and like to be used, especially famous people. By famous people, they're called groupies. Yes. There was something here, and somebody said people like being upset. Well, that's also true, but I don't know where I saw it. Tina's asking, will Secret Service help him to leave the country? Help him? No. Joanna says he doesn't own Mar-a-Lago. Why don't they kick him out? He does have controlling interest in it, I believe. And it's not supposed to be his primary residence, but so there's the world card. This is the world card. There's the world. They're trying to organize bringing him in. Aggressive law enforcement, strength, Page of Pentacles, Emperor. Don't, if it's as much as possible, as much as you can, don't get your hopes up too high. He's going to be in and out. I mean, he might be in there for an hour, getting fingerprinted, 2-ish. He's not going to be there long. And then he's going back to play golf. And then we're going to be sitting here saying, that's it. Now we have months and months and months to wait. So there's going to be a little bit of disappointment because it feels like they're not really standing up to him, but they are. And there's a lot more coming. So we're happy with progress. We'll be happy with progress. Joan's saying, will they release Trump's mugshot to the public? Assuming he has one. Does Weisselberg have a mugshot? I've never seen one. I would think so, but I've never seen it. Okay. Yes, says William. Oh, okay. Well, then it would make sense because it's you don't hide it. It's public. Trump's mugshot. 50-30. 50-30. Trump's mugshot. Bannon as well. Woo. Revolution Ricky says it would make a great shirt. I don't doubt that. Hierophant. So the institution. You're in the system now, buddy. 6 of Swords. Page of Cups. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know if that's going to be the thing we would get the most excited about, but it's him being in the system, Trump being in the system, potentially hemmed in here, and we're like, yay. So yeah, that could be a possibility. Ricky says maybe he'll sell off the images as next NFT cards. Oh, I think everybody who wants a copy will have a copy by then. Amy Jones says golf with $7,000 golf clubs from Japan. Is that what he uses? I mean, I would be so not surprised. I don't know. All right, so now here's Glenn Kirschner, you gem of a person, you gem of a man. 52-30. Justice matters. Glenn Kirschner says that these tweets from Trump calling for January 6 2.0 will end up costing Trump in the end because he knows exactly what he's doing. His tweets right now, these can absolutely be used to him in a court of law if something goes haywire. If he does have followers who show up to try to cause chaos, he's absolutely calling for them to make a mess of things. So, will that blow up in his face? Jamie Stiffarm is saying Jack is loving him running his mouth. Oh, yeah. Not a good idea. You will be held accountable, Trump, if there are problems. You absolutely, it feels like will be held accountable, but let's see. Definitely can be. 8 of Pentacles, Tower. This is working to try to cause chaos. This is working. It's also part of his campaign for re-election. This is a legal decision. There's Trump the man and carrying a burden. Yeah, this burden will fall boomerang right into, metaphorically, this will boomerang back into your big orange noggin, metaphorically. Yeah. So you better hope there isn't a disruption. You better hope. Kevin McCarthy, what a jerk. Kelly B says, remember Nick Nolte's mugshot? Trump and Nick twin? Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, at least in the mugshot I created for the cover today, at least, still has his hair. Still has the dead animal thing he's got going on there. So Kevin McCarthy. Ew. 5510. Kevin McCarthy still decidedly Team Trump. I'm directing relevant committees to immediately investigate if federal funds are being used to subvert our democracy by interfering in elections with politically motivated prosecutions. Yeah. You know that, like, Fonnie Willis, you know that state, right? There's a special prosecutor, and as just a special prosecutor, that's you can't defund a special prosecutor. You can't. People have tried, and you can't get there from here. No. So, Kevin McCarthy, you scumbag. You're directing relevant committees to investigate if federal funds are being used to subvert our democracy by interfering in elections. That's catchy. By interfering in elections with politically motivated prosecutions. Yeah. Wow, put that on a bumper sticker. Those are investigations. Queen of Swords, that's my card for investigations. Okay. Kelly B says, I ship Kevin and Marge. Oh, wow. Ew. First of all, I wouldn't wish empty G on anybody, but oh. Oh, look, it's a justice card. Holding people accountable who should be held accountable. It doesn't matter. They're not going to listen. There's a full card and the queen. Yeah, well, we already know that feels like Jim Jordan. We already know these idiots are going to get up there. They're already running these stupid hearings that are just crashing and burning. So, Prowan says, I tasted that in my soul. No, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Kristen says this is his problem. Former aide claims Melania is staying far from Trump as indictment looms. Yeah. McCarthy, they're going to do stupid. They're. Noise, 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 noise. Kristen says Trump has posted another thread on Trump Social. Oh, just now? All right, let's get to some meat of this issue at 5830. 5830. Will Bragg be able to convince a jury, all 12 members, to actually convict Trump of a crime? Will Bragg or whoever who actually prosecutes this, will they be able to convince a jury to convict Trump? Energy's good. Sarah just sent me the tweet. 2 hours ago. It's time. You're a nation in steep decline, being led into. It's time. We are a nation in steep decline, being led into a World War III by a crooked politician who doesn't even know he's alive. What? But who's surrounded by evil and sinister people who, based on their actions on defunding the police, destroying our military, open borders, no voter ID, inflation, raising taxes, and much more, can only hate our now failing USA. We just can't allow this anymore. They're killing our nation as we sit back and watch from our golf courses. We must save America. Protest, protest, protest. in all caps. That was from Trump. World, you're done, you jerk. Will Bragg or whatever prosecutor is prosecuting this case, will they be able to convince a jury? 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, King of Pentacles. That feels like they're going to throw the book at him as much as it is. Look, the book they're throwing at him is not exactly, you know, the what's the dictionary I'm thinking of? It's not Merriam-Webster. It's the big one. But Oxford something. Anyway, it's not that gargantuan dictionary. They're not throwing that book at him. It's more like a, you know, book. He's got good representation. But he's on the defensive, and there's a burden because of his own garbage. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows, and they're going to throw the book at him. Aggressive law enforcement. A little book. Oxford. Thank you, Holly. Oxford Collegiate. Could be Donna. Yeah. Looks like they will. Fingers crossed. So, Valerie had a question. I love the wording of this, Valerie. This is, thank you, Diva, unabridged Oxford English Dictionary. Thank you. It's a massive thing. 102.15. Oh, this is glorious. Valerie's asking, is DeSatan hoping to baby Jesus that Trump refuses to turn himself in to New York so he can personally have him expedited from Florida? I think the word is, it's not expedited. It's, there's another word for it. Anyway, my brain is, I'm juggling too much. So I don't know. I can't remember the word. Anyway, extradited. Thank you, Lisa and Holly. Thank you. Extradited. That's what I was trying to think of. Diva says that English degree finally pays off. Yes. It's like when every once in a while it's like, oh, all that money spent on on studying art history. Finally, something from it. Extradition. Extradited from Florida. I don't think this DeSantis wants to extradite Trump. He just wants Trump to go. I don't think he's going to help. But is DeSatan hoping to baby Jesus that Trump refuses to turn himself in New York? Just in general, even if he gets extradited or not. Empress. DeSantis thinks this can help him. Well, fascist, maybe it'll help you with your base, but for now, you and Lady Macbeth can go sit down. Corruption, look at that. Vile, narrow-minded, bigoted corruption. Sitting pretty. 7 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. If Trump thinks that DeSantis is going to protect him, sorry, can't help you. Maybe moving to Florida wasn't the best choice. This is DeSantis. He's sitting pretty in the most vile heinousness. He thinks that all of this is politically motivated. To say he doesn't think Trump. He thinks this is politically motivated by people going after Trump, but he doesn't like Trump, and he will let Trump just swing in the wind. Meanwhile, we'll be like, yay. He's just gonna. Oh, what? Oh, sorry, got a thing. Bye. All right, at 1:06, Eileen was asking, since Trump has announced when he's going to be indicted on Tuesday, or when he thinks, will the DA move to say Monday to thwart political violence or whatnot? But again, I'm pretty sure there's somebody on Monday who's supposed to be speaking to the grand jury, but so before or after Tuesday, because I said that would work too. If it's just hanging and hanging and hanging, and sooner it'd be better than later, but at the same time, if nobody knows when it's going to happen, it's kind of hard for people to take the week off. Finzenberger says, still stuck in the beginning, T-square and Hail Eris. There we go, back to the astrology. Will the DA move to Monday or sooner or later to thwart potential violence? Although, if they can do things quietly, they certainly will. Empress, 5 of Pentacles, King of Wands, that's Trump the man. Oh, he feels like just a man too. Being arrested. Oh, do you know what a blow to his pride this is going to be? His narcissistic I'm the center of the universe pride. Oh, I've got to make a graphic of humble pie. Not exactly sure. Crow, eating crow. It would have to be a crow pie. I don't know, I have to think it through. But my goodness, is Trump going to be eating some humble pie? That's what I'm getting. Now, will they try to do it in the dark of night? I wouldn't think so, but maybe. If they can keep it quiet, they will. They'll keep things as quiet as they can, but at the same time, doing things, it's not a good look to do things under cover of darkness. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be better to find ways to get him into the court building in a hidden fashion. Do you know what I mean? But during the day, and then people can take their pictures or whatever. So there'll be a little hiding away, semi-subterfuge to move things along. But oh my gosh, this is glorious. This energy. Oh, this man facing some kind of justice and public humiliation for just one of his hundreds upon hundreds of crimes. Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. Whew. And you know what? I'm sorry I was late today, but I'm actually going to call it. I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, so I usually go for at least an hour. And there's some other good stuff here, but I don't have the mental energy to, I think, do these questions justice today. So I'm going to move them to tomorrow. So the other questions here, I will move to tomorrow, and I'm sure we will be revisiting this. I'm going to leave this cover up with Trump's Crimerton's delusional New York mugshot. I'll leave that up. And yeah, I've got to come up with humble pie. to think about that. How can do that? Anyway, thank you so much. Isabel says we're all here smiling. Good, good. All right, hang in there. Yeah, all right, so hang in there. We're going to be okay. We really are. And don't let these jerks making you shouting from the rooftops, don't let them upset you. Seriously, there's some really good books that have come out. You know, they're nice videos to watch. They're pets to spend time with. Just they're gonna just blah 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 noise 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 noise. All right, so hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. There are. All right. So at 3:30, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. Bring your creative projects. And other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. So there. All right. Hang in there. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.